Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing the mid-May 2015 monthly tarot horoscope for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in the lovely Gemini. Okay, and as a quick update, I am back using the regular Shadowscapes deck, and I'm going to be using this deck for the next couple of months consistently, where you guys don't have to worry about me switching decks. Although I may bring back the sex and relationships videos that I've been doing because everybody loved those. So I may be doing that. So stay tuned for more videos. And this is mid-May, so this is going to be for the end of May. And as kind of like an update, I do these videos because I feel like it's a great way to check in and see how the energies have shifted from, the ones that I did previously. And I know I didn't do a Shadowscapes reading or general reading for you guys for the month of May. I did two others. I did the sex and relationships as well as the finance. So it's interesting to see how this kind of checks in with the other readings that I did. And I'm just going to roll this out and see what we get for you guys. And just bear with me again, of course, I've been talking all day, and so my voice is a little bit froggy. Okay, now I did shuffle, but I will say that you did get two cards that back to back that Capricorn's got. Okay, so and those two, we're going to skip right to those because I just want to make sure that I'm touching upon this early on in the reading. That way we're on the same page. And these two cards together are not my favorite cards. They're probably like, from 0 to 100, 100 being the best card that you could get in the deck and 0 being the worst. This is like 0 and 1. So this is pretty low, okay? Together it equals a 0, a negative. It's more like a negative 50, okay? Because we have the devil and we have the liar, cheater, thief, okay? Now, they're in different positions. The Capricorn got him, I think one of them was the outcome. For you, it's actually in what's coming in from the outside. This is going to be towards the end of May. This is not mid-May. This is towards the end, okay, in time. This is what's coming in from the outside. The devil is what's coming in from the outside, and you are chained to the devil, okay, at the end of May. Whether you're tempted, whether you have an addiction, whether there's, anything worldly and selfish going on, this is, you're kind of a slave to your desires at the end of May. If you're not in a relationship, okay? If you are in a relationship, to me, this is a relationship that is toxic. It's very, very toxic. It has become toxic, and it's time to get out, okay? This is where you have given your power, too much power, to somebody else. Either they know you like them, or they're really the one that's, holding the reins in the relationship. You've given them the reins, and it's time to say no, because they're going to be cheating. This is the Seven of Swords is the liar to your thief, okay? Now, this is showing up in the position of attitude. So chances are, Gemini, if you're a Gemini guy, this is you, and you're going to be the one who's cheating. Now, if you're a Gemini girl, you're the one who knows that this guy is cheating, okay? So in position of attitude, my feeling is it's Gemini guys and girls, okay? Chances are it's not you that's doing the cheating, although it could be, okay? We've got the Swan here, who I think is you, because it's the position of your attitude. And you see or know someone who is the liar, cheater, thief, someone who is that person that's hiding someone who is the person that's lying to you. You know who this is, okay? So this is tough. These two, this is combined. I mean, Capricorn got the same two also. Not together like this, though. Together, this this is not good. Together, this is, like I said, -50 on the negativity level. If you're with someone who's cheating, then this is blocking your blessings. And you would have freedom from worry if you weren't in this relationship. Okay. Now, a lot of people, and I think I've said this before, but I just want to say it again now. A lot of people, I think that it would be easy to say that I'm coming at this from a very one-sided perspective. However, I will say, and that that typically when it comes to any kind of cheating issues, I really see both sides. I don't think that I don't think either party should go to hell, okay? Although, I do get fired up with my clients and I do say things, not negative to them, but I tell them that they should tell their partner to go to hell. But that's besides the point. So most of the time, though, I'm very open-minded when it comes to things like this. I don't think that this is something that you should have going on in your life. However, sometimes we as human beings become selfish and we get swept up in relationships with people that are not good for us, and for selfish reasons. A lot of times it's because of what I call post-traumatic stress syndrome that creates a pattern of needing to be safe, needing to have like security and try to control things. So the problem is that we get to a point in time where we may just want to have something that feels safe to us, and what feels safe to us is actually something that's not good for us. What feels safe to us is somebody who's actually in a relationship, when it's going to sound weird for other people, but that's kind of how it is. And so sometimes we get ourselves into these situations. So I'm not that person that's coming at you saying, hey, Gemini, shame on you for this. I'm saying there's negativity here. And anytime there's negativity, I say, well, it's time to get rid of that negativity, because I want for everyone, clients, everyone in the whole world, I send out love to the world, okay? I want everyone to have positive things happening in their life. It would be so much better for you, Gemini, to have, say, this is the Lover's card, or say this be, like the Abundance card, okay? Rather than having the Devil and the Seven of Swords, I'd rather have those two cards. But you can't have those two cards when you have this going on, because to me, this energy blocks your blessings. So it's important for you to learn. It's important for you to learn the lesson about what's right and what's wrong, okay? How the negativity of this kind of stuff blocks you from the positive things. Learn the lesson of being selfish and wanting something like this, and then understanding how unhealthy it is and how selfish it is for you to actually do it. Now, if you're in a relationship with someone, Gemini, that's unavailable, that's married, and it's not you that's cheating, it's somebody else who's cheating, it's still something for you to understand. It's for you to understand compassion for the other party involved, the third party involved, rather than judging them. It's understanding yourself and what got you to this point to begin with, and that you need to love yourself more, and you need to work on your self-esteem more, and you need to get to a point where you feel safe and secure enough in yourself to want to have a real relationship, so that you're actually in a better place, so that you are getting the love and abundance that you really need, because you can't get it from the liar, cheater, thief. You just can't. And it's unfortunate they're coming up together, because to me, I mean, they go hand in hand, but to me, it's like they do twice as much damage, I feel like, together. They really do. Um, so this is a tough spot. This is a tough spot, and you would have the, like, again, the freedom from worry, sleeping better, moving away from the negativity. I feel like in a way you're going to move away from the negativity anyways. You're blocked from it. I feel like it's going to be delayed because there's so much negativity. This is kind of how I see it. The universe is forcing you to kind of like dig through the trenches, like on your hands and knees, and crawl through the muck and mire to get to something better. If you get out of this relationship that's not good for you, whether it's a marriage or partner, or whether it's you're sleeping with someone who's already married, who already has a partner, whichever it is, if you snip that and it's done, you're not gonna crawl. You're gonna run to freedom, to not having that worry. From you're gonna run away from, basically be running from the negativity, and it's gonna change the energy. You're still gonna have tension, and you're still gonna be stressed out. I feel like this situation is really challenging because I feel like there's kids involved. There's several cards here about the family. So this is like a family issue. This is not just about you, okay? Some of you, it may be singular, but I feel like the issue is that you may be in a marriage situation which you feel like helpless to get out of, maybe because of financial reasons, and a lot of times it comes down to financial reasons, unfortunately. But there's always options. This is what I tell people all the time. I say there's always options. There's always a way out. It may not be what you want. It may be like you have to go live with a family member or a friend, and live in their basement for a period of time to get out of this relationship. But you need to get out of it, okay? I'm telling you, you got to find a way. And you're going, well, how can I do that when I have 3 kids or when I have 2 kids? And this is a very challenging situation because you need to get out of it. And the longer that you're in it, the worse it's going to be. And the more delays that you're going to have from having, like I said, the abundance and the prosperity and the freedom from worry and all of that. It's time to get some help. It's time to get either a lawyer or somebody to kind of be the advisor. A lot of people don't ask for help enough when they get into these kinds of situations. They kind of just get stuck, and I feel like you're going to be in the end of May feeling very stuck and feeling like you can't really get out, and there is a way out. There are answers, and you will find them, okay? You will find those answers. But I feel like there's kids involved, and you've got 2 cards. You have a mother here with some kids. To me, this is the mother with the kids fighting with the spouse, okay, or partner. Okay, so there's kids involved. And this is crowning you. This is actually a positive energy of crowning you. This is getting what you want. Gemini guys, you might be in a relationship with, that might not be you, actually, that might be your wife. That could be an Aries woman. Usually I see it as an Aries woman. Could be a Capricorn woman as well. 2 very strong women. That's kind of how I see them. Usually she's a fire sign. Could also be a Sagittarius or a Leo female. This is a reading for Gemini, so you may have some planets in like Leo or Sagittarius or Aries or Cap or something. If you're a female, but if you're a guy, I feel like that's your wife, and you're going to have issues down the line with her. That's soon to come to pass here. And there's a lot of arguments. There's just a lot of arguments. So even if you get help, it's not going to be easy. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm saying it's going to be hard, but it's going to be harder if you stay where you're at. To me, it seems like staying where you're at is like the worst way to go. And yeah, you're going to fight, but you're going to get out of it. You need to move. Okay, so you got the Hermit card, and the Hermit card a lot of times represents moving, coming out of the cave, needing to come out of the cave. And it's interesting because Gemini females, you're trapped in the cave. You literally are trapped here. You know, you feel trapped anyways. You're not as stuck as you think you are. You think you're more stuck than you actually are, okay? And this is coming out of that cave. See that circular rock, and it's looking to the light, having hope, being very thoughtful. I mean, Geminis are air signs after all. I mean, they're very thoughtful. And if you're, let's just say you're single, okay? You just may be going through a time at the end of May where you feel very stuck. It may be your living situation where you feel very stuck, very trapped, can't get out. You don't have enough money to maybe move out on your own, but I feel like some way, somehow, you need to move out of your the living situation that you're in. You've got 2 moving cards here, so it would benefit you to move. I feel like, and for some of you who do actually move, feel free to message me, or who are moving, feel free to message me. I like to hear about the situation. That's kind of what I see. And then also in the position of emotions, you have the survival mode card, okay? So that tells me that you are concerned about money. You are concerned about being able to pay your bills, maybe taking care of your kids, how living paycheck to paycheck. There's not very much. And a friend of mine, I complained about not having enough money once to a friend of mine, and his answer was hustle harder. That's what he'd always say to me. He'd say, Beth, you have to hustle harder. You've got to get a second job. You've got to get a third job, whatever it is that you need to do to make more money. I ended up, at that time, having like 3 jobs. It was wild. I just kind of kept going, with the jobs. And, it was interesting, very interesting time. So I'm going to pass it on to you, Gemini. It's time to get a second job, to figure out how, and I feel like the kids, a lot of times people have issue because they want to be like a stay-at-home mom because the kids get home at a certain time of day and they don't want to miss seeing them and all this stuff. But, getting somebody to take care of them for 2 or 3 hours is still cheaper than you not making any money at all, and staying home. Okay, so my suggestion is get a job. Just get a second job. Get a job, during the morning time or early afternoon before the kids get home. Get somebody to pick up the kids, see the kids, feed the kids, and then go do a second job. And then when the husband comes home, have him, take care of the kids in the evening until you get home. I know it's like you're never going to see your kids, but you got to put food on the table, so you got to work harder. You got to work harder. You got to get a second job. You got to get, more money coming in. That's kind of what it's got to come down to for you. Or you got to do something where, you're working to pay some of these bills and you're being creative about how you're going to pay your bills. I feel like for those of you who just have like one income families, of course you feel stuck. Of course. Because there's not a second income, because you don't have any money you're on your own. If you had money on your own, that would all change. So it's time to get a job. It's time to look for work. It's time to get back out there. And a lot of people come to me and they ask me, well, how do I do that? I've been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, and part of Gemini part of the Gemini has a problem making up its mind of what it wants to do. Okay. That's part of the problem. You don't necessarily know what you want to do. So therefore, you kind of get stuck in this pattern of staying at home, staying in this bad relationship, staying there for the kids, and your marriage has been done for 20 years. And there's cheating going on. And there's cheating going on. But there's nothing you can really do about it because you feel like you can't afford to leave. And then it's a vicious cycle. Well, if you got to get a job, then it's like, well, what are you going to do? So I usually suggest to Geminis, not to Geminis, but to people in general, people who, especially women who've been out of work for some time, to look at places that don't really care so much about how long, they care a lot about work-life balance, okay? Places that are a little bit more advanced, some nonprofits, some jobs that are easy to get would be retail or in the hospitality industry, whether it's a restaurant job or not. That's something would be easy for you to get because it's fast. They hire you very quickly. They don't really care that you've been, not working. They just need a body, and they need it now, and they want to know your availability. And if you're available, then chances are, and they like you, you'll get in. So that's kind of what I do suggest. Some of you are like going back to school, or some of you are in school. Some of you are very young. In the distant past, maybe you were in school, and so you're finishing school. Maybe you recently graduated and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. And maybe you just kind of have a cheating boyfriend, or cheating girlfriend. And you need to you're waiting. I feel like you're waiting for a phone call from this person, whoever this is, and you're going to get the phone call. The thing is, this is not a good person, okay? This card is also the card about a bad person. This is a bad dude. It can also be bad female. Bad is in the sense that they are the person that will betray you in the end. They are the person that will throw you under the bus. They are the person that will save themselves before saving you. Okay, so they have kind of a little bit of a selfish streak there. So yeah, so school in the distant past. School in the distant past. If it wasn't school, then to me it's just fertility. I feel like there's several cards here about for kids, and I feel like this is fertility for some of you ladies. Now. It's funny because you do have two cards about sleeping, okay? You got the outcome is having freedom from worry and needing to sleep better and sleeping better. And then the card in the immediate future is needing to sleep better, needing to have peace of mind, needing to get more rest. And some of you are going, well, I have 3 kids. It's kind of difficult. Well, you need to get organized, Gemini. You need to kind of get it together because your health here is at stake. You're stressed out. You have, you got the card of the stress. You got the card of not sleeping. You got the card of the 10 of Wands, which is carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of other people's burdens. This is a lot of responsibilities. You're carrying your whole house on your shoulders. Maybe you're the person that's a single mom and that's working a gazillion jobs, and you kind of have this lover dude on the side, and you're kind of watching my videos because you kind of just like to see what comes up, and what's coming up is the fact that he's cheating, or he's not a good person, and it's unfortunate because you specifically are the one that needs the abundance you really need, and you do deserve better. Okay, and you need the real love. You need the real support. You don't need this other, to mean this character. This is not what you need. Okay, so those of you who are single, some of you have, you're tempted by some, either addiction issues or drinking issues, and some of you may be. And again, this could be, for those of you who are single and not dealing with any relationship, you could just be hiding from the world. You could just be in a position where you don't really want to show the world the real you. You want to stay in the cave, and the universe is not going to allow it. That's the thing. It's not really going to allow it because the universe is not supporting you, and it will just continue to not support you until you kind of come out of the cave, okay? So that's what 2015 is about. It's about coming out of the cave, showing the world your real, authentic, true self. And it's important that you do so. And you are going through a transition, okay? Going through a transition because you got the death card, which is the rebirth card, okay, which is a victory card. And this is what's crossing you. So to me, wherever, it doesn't even matter, wherever this card comes up, it's like the whole thing is changed, okay? It's like that song Blink by Kenny Chesney, okay? where it's like you blink and suddenly you're different from head to toe. You have like a whole new personality. Okay, you blink from head to toe, you're 5 years older, and suddenly you're in a relationship, and suddenly you have, you're in a new home, and you're pregnant, and things are totally different. Okay, than what you're expecting, and it's a time of transition where there's going to be a lot of change. So when I see this, it's like fasten your seatbelt, click, and the end of May is when it feels to me a lot of you are going through a breakup or divorce. You're dealing with cheating issues. If you don't actually get the breakup or divorce, you need to. It feels like changes of residence is key for you. I feel like some of you are going to be moving. And I don't get the feeling that there are happy marriages here. I don't get that feeling. Although, if you... I feel like if you take out those two cards, it is possible that some of you are in a good relationship. But later, I feel like there's this negativity that's coming in that's going to challenge you in your relationship, whether it's temptation or whether you actually act on it or not. There's a definite chance that you're thinking about it or you're going to be acting on it later down the line. There's going to be issues. And even if there isn't cheating, there's arguments, there's fighting, there's conflict in your relationship. It's not just cake right now or the end of May. I don't feel that way. So it's unlikely, for those of you who are watching, I'm not saying all Geminis, I'm saying those of you who are watching, chances are things may be okay in your relationship right now, although it feels to me that you're carrying so much weight of this responsibility, this 10 of Wands, other people's burdens, stress, things that are going on, bills to pay, responsibilities in life, dealing with the household stuff. This is all on your plate, on your shoulders, okay? And you're about to collapse because this is about feeling overwhelmed, and that collapse is going to lead to your rebirth, okay? It's going to lead to you saying, you know what? I've had enough. I'm not going to do this by myself any longer. I'm not going to be married to a person who doesn't participate in the relationship any longer. I'm not going to be married to somebody who goes out and cheats on me any longer. I'm really going to get some help and make things happen and make a change, okay? That's kind of what I feel like the story is. For some of you, it's just a transition, and you are moving, and you are kind of blocked by negative energies. But in the end, you will come out on top by crawling through the muck and mire, and kind of toughing it out. And you need to. Some people don't like conflict, and I don't feel like Geminis really like conflict. They're really terrible at conflict, actually. So I feel like you don't really like conflict, and you're not going to like... It's like the whole reason why maybe you've been married to the devil for so long and you've put up with the shit is because you didn't want to have conflict, because you don't want to have the mess. But in some cases, it's time to, get out, irregardless, and I always say that word, irregardless, of what it's going to take. You got to just be stronger and know that you are strong and know that you can get through this. And you did get the strength card. I didn't show it to you. You did get the strength card I think it came up in the recent past. And the strength card is, to me, this is you, Gemini, air sign with the Leo. It's possible you're dealing with a cheating Leo. Could also be a Capricorn, Aries, Taurus, a male, okay? For the Gemini ladies. That's kind of how I see it. Gemini guys, You also might be in a relationship with a Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, um, Aries, or even a Sagittarius male. Okay, those of you who are gay. Um, and this could even be a girl on girl situation, girl girl relationship, because you can't see the Leo, the lion could be female. So you could have a partner who's female and who's cheating. I feel like it's more male though, to be honest with you. That's kind of how my feeling is. But either way, guy or girl, this is a situation that's just testing your strength, and you just need to remember how strong you are, and you know that you're going to get through all of this. It's just muck and mire for a time, but it's not how it's going to be forever. Okay, people are so scared to get out of relationships because they don't want to fight and they just want to, live peacefully. But in the end, to me, it's worse to stay. That's kind of how I see it. And for those of you who are hiding from the world, it's it's a time of change. Okay, so I wouldn't try to cling on to the same old, same old. It's not going to really work for you. And the universe is going to kind of, you're going to stay in what I call the spin cycle. The spin cycle of, I don't want to change. I'm just going to stay the way things are. I'm just going to sit in my cave and meditate, and then nothing changes, and it gets harder and harder and harder and harder, and then finally you collapse or something happens to kind of snap you out of it, and you kind of say, okay, it's time to go. It's time. I can't take this anymore. So it's like you put it off and you put it off and you put it off, and then finally you have to do it. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like putting off going to the doctor, the gynecologist. You kind of just have to go. Eventually, you have to go. But nobody wants to go, or the dentist, nobody wants to go. Although, of course, my dad's a dentist, so I always tell people to go. So anyways, gentlemen, this is kind of a tough reading, but, I feel like some of you are very lonely, and you have a lot of longing for real love. And I feel like the person that I feel like you're into right now isn't that person. It's not real love. It's just temporary. It's like a temporary Band-Aid. So continue to look. Continue to fight harder, be stronger, and know that you're loved, okay? So that's my final message, and I'm going to send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care, okay?